Foam rolling is my new absolute joy, and I do it daily because it's so great to take out any soreness, to take out lactic acid, dissipate it out of the muscles much quicker, help you recover quicker. And as we are all aging daily, it will help keep your muscles more supple, so they're more fluid and you move a lot easier and you don't get stiff. I think our muscles become a little bit like glass as we start to age, and so this helps to just keep them movable, moving all soreness out. And I like to use this is a black foam roller. It's a lot harder, so it works on my muscles. It gets a little deeper into the muscle and helps to ease any kind of pain or any soreness almost immediately. Like, I crave the foam roller, and you will know what I mean once you start foam rolling. If you're sitting at a desk and you're sedentary, it's amazing for release of the muscles across your upper back and shoulders, your lower back, if you have tight hamstrings. I'm going to show you some different ways that you can foam roll, but I also want to add that the lighter colors are softer, so it's great for beginners to start with the lighter colors because it doesn't dig in as much. You kind of got to work your way in slowly to the darker colors because they're much harder and a lot more bang for your buck. So what I like to do when I start, perhaps I'm going to take a run, a walk, a workout. Because we use our quads predominantly, I like to turn the quad off a little bit so that I engage my hamstring and glutes in the back more during the workout, so that I can be a little bit more even. So we predominantly in exercise are using our hip flexors and our quads, so that's why it's important to turn that muscle off. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to get on the foam roller and we're going to roll across. So you're going to put that on the thighs, and you can come down on your elbows if you want it to be a little easier. And you're going to roll back and forth and really just dissipate out any of that lactic acid you might be feeling, any soreness, and it feels really good. I like to roll it all the way out, and then I'll find like wherever my sorest spot is, and I will put one leg behind the other so that I can get a little deeper into the spot where it's really sore. Feels so good, you guys. You're gonna love this. And then we'll switch to the other side, get that. I might have to move around a little bit so I can get it. And when I'm sore, I've done a lot of frog hops this week in boot camp, so I'm a little sore in the quads. So it's magic for that. And then you could come up a little bit and just pike your hips if you want to take a little pressure off. So I'm flexing the balls of my feet to just kind of lift, and then roll that on out. If you want to roll your glutes, I found that an easy way would be to sit on your foam roller. So you're going to come up, you're going to sit on your foam roller, and if you want to make it easy, you're just going to put that knee down and just kind of bend it to get into the glute. I can kind of get deep into my piriformis muscle, which is deep in the middle of your glute. But if I really want to get up into the gluteus medius, I might just cross my leg, and now I have a little more control over how far back I go, and I'm getting all over those glutes. And then switching sides. I like to kind of take my leg out a little and just really roll these. We're going to the track today, so this is going to be great. Get it all ready beforehand. And that feels really good. And then we're right here. So I want to roll my hamstrings And also you could equally still roll your glutes in this position. So I'm going to start with both legs because it's a little easier and not as direct. So we're going to roll, first of all, our hamstrings. And I had a hamstring reattachment to the pelvis, but where I really feel it is usually right underneath my knee. So what I'll do to get that direct is I'll bend one knee and I'll come down and really just get into that, rolling around back and forth. Or even coming down onto your elbows, because you might get a little tired having to hold your upper body up. So you can come down into your elbows and roll. And one leg and roll. And get deep into those hamstrings. And just really roll. Then you can get your calves right here. I don't know if you ever get those tight calves and get a Charlie horse. If you got a Charlie horse in the middle of the night, you could easily get rid of that and just grab that foam roller and roll it right out. It's almost better than anything you could do. And again, one leg, knee bent. I could come down on my elbows too, equally. Though I actually, on the calves, I actually prefer being up on my hands because I feel like the angle is better. And now for our abductors. This is your IT band. This is where we're, like, if you're running a lot or you're doing a lot of cardio, a lot of walking, you really want to hit this. You really want to get this. Also good stretching, good yoga stretching. So on the IT band, it might be a little ginger. So I actually feel like one leg is a little easier for me to control. And I can get all the way up into that gluteus medius. I can roll around and really find the target, the trigger point for that muscle so that I can release it. Almost just like giving yourself a massage. And then you could do both legs if you want, but to me, this is the hamstring I had reattached. It really didn't like that. So I'm personally gonna do the one leg, but you can easily do both. And then we're gonna switch to the other side. Again, you could do both. This leg doesn't hurt as much for me to do both, but I personally feel like I have so much more control over getting that hip with one knee bent, where I can really roll where it's tight. And then we'll do adductors last. I want to show you your backs. So right in here, to do your low back, you're just going to come up to the top of your glutes, which feels amazing, by the way. And I just like to kind of roll like that for a little bit to loosen up the top of the glutes around the tailbone. Then you're just going to come down, and then I have my knees bent now. And I'm rolling right above that low back in the lower lumbar. And that's a perfect spot. I'd say a couple minutes if you have a really tight back, and then go up a little bit to the thoracic region and really get that. And of course, if you have a hoodie on, you're gonna have to lift that up so you don't get all caught up in there. It's raining here, so we're dressed for the rain. We're gonna go out and run, my husband and I. All right, so then the upper back, neck and shoulders, right in here, and I might roll down to my neck and get that a little bit. I like to hold onto the roller if I'm gonna do my neck at all. And you might have to just really get in there just right, but don't put a lot of pressure. You still need to be like on your upper shoulders, and that should be really controlled. you could almost just move your head back and forth on that roller and put no pressure, and that feels like amazing for the neck. And then the abductor is going to be more like you're in pigeon pose in the front, which is a yoga pose with your leg in front. And then you're going to get that just right, my leg rolling on that to get that inner thigh. Depends on where you want to hit it. Ooh, right in there. And then I'm just going to roll forward and back. And that is a little more of a tender area, so you just want to do that gently. And then switch legs. So again, get in your pigeon pose and get right on that inner thigh and roll forward and back. And those are the basics. There's so much more you can do with the foam roller. You can incorporate it in your workout. So we'll come back at some point and give you some more tips, but I hope you enjoyed these. Make sure to get the type of foam roller that you want. If you want to get a soft one, it should be the lighter colors. The harder ones, the hardest is black. So the darker the color, generally the harder the foam roller. Bye everybody.